Hey, what's happening? It's your host Tinto, and welcome to another episode of The Feeling Station, proudly brought to you by Shumba Money. Now, if you guys don't know what Shumba Money is, it's a service that provides safe, fast, and easy money transfers from the UK, Australia, Canada, and Botswana to Zimbabwe, the motherland. What makes Shumba Money different is that they won't charge any transaction fees if you're sending any amount less than $200. Yep, you heard that right, and I'll say it again. There are zero transaction fees when you send up to $200, and your recipient can collect money from their Newlands branch in Harare or any National Building Society branch in Zimbabwe. So, what's there for you to do? Sign up on www.shumbamoney.com today and start sending your money. Shumba Money. Trust the pride.
We used to be best friends, used to do good things together. Oh no, but no more.
It's just a distant memory.
My homie, buddy, cousin, it all just fell apart. I'm sorry.
Nah, I'm not sorry.
It's just a distant memory. Yeah, yeah. My said, who's bestie? Check out, come on. Check out, come on. My nini said, who's bestie? Check out, come on. Check out, come on. My nini said, who's bestie?
Hello.
Wow. That was a good 50 seconds before the hello came. I know I'm 2 minutes early, but wow. What was that about?
I was waiting for the call, innit?
Yeah, the call came, you picked up, and you were quiet for like 10 minutes.
No, I said hello. I don't know. Maybe it's your connection.
Okay.
We all know your phone is sick.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, we'll assume it was the connection. Welcome to the Feeling Station.
Thank you. Again.
Again. For those who are listening to the podcast for the first time, it touches on romantic, family, and friendship breakup stories that people would like to talk about with a view to give lessons from, their experiences. And the podcast is popular for two main reasons. The first being I do my best to keep you anonymous. So, are you ready for the one that I'm going to give you this time round?
Yeah.
So I've gone over to East Africa, and your name is Shani, which is Shani. Shani.
Okay.
Yeah? And Shani means simply wonderful. Or as my people back home would say, they'll say simply wonderful.
Oh, nice.
Yeah? I'm not even about to ask if you describe yourself as a wonderful person.
Of course I would.
I know it would be so bait, so I'm even going to skip that step. And what are you calling the person you're talking about today?
Let's call this person Aunty P.
Aunty P.
Yeah.
Okay. So this gives me the sense that you are doing a family breakup.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like them ones. They're always saucy, you know. And then the second reason why the podcast is popular is the real life lessons that people learn from the story you're going to share today. So what would you like people to learn from your story with Aunty P?
You can give someone so many chances, but there comes a time where you have to just throw in the towel, and it's okay.
Okay.
Just because you're family doesn't mean you need to be in each other's lives.
Okay, that's what I'm going to summarize the lesson as. Just because you're family, you don't need to be in each other's lives. Okay, you got another lesson?
I don't know. I think you could just pick up from the story, I guess.
Okay, that is good enough for me because it's a very solid lesson in its own. And if something else does creep up, I'll throw it in there. So this is a story about Shani and Aunty P, and the lesson that we have is just because your family doesn't mean that you need to be in each other's lives. I'm all ready for this one, man. So hit me with your story with Aunty P. What's going on there?
So me and Aunty P, I think because our characters are very much similar, and I'm a person who I speak my mind. And I can keep quiet for a certain time, but then when I then speak, it's not very nice.
It's ballistic. Because you've been bottling. Well, you haven't really been bottling stuff because if you speak your mind, you speak it anyway.
No, I speak my mind, but in a very, how do you put it? in a way that is not very direct.
Okay.
So if you're someone who's quite jerked up, you get what I'm saying to
Oh,
you.
yeah.
But if you're not, then you won't understand.
So can I make the assumption that Auntie P wasn't as jacked up as she was
I don't
supposed
think
to?
so.
She
I
wasn't
don't
getting what
think.
you were saying indirectly.
No,
Okay.
she was not.
I need to ask you if it's okay for me to establish how close a relative this person is, or you'd rather
And
not.
this person is like extremely close, like my mother kind of close.
That makes me feel like she's your mother's sister.
Yep.
Yeah, that's proper auntie, fam. Like proper auntie. Okay. So and then that also perhaps explains the similarity in your guys' personalities. If you
Yeah.
both speak your mind, you've really got proper blood running in between you two.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then in her, it's more like she doesn't keep quiet. She just says it then and there. No filter, nothing.
Okay. Which some people prefer, to be honest. I'm that kind of guy. I'd rather hear things as they are unfiltered, and then you leave me to make my own choice as to how I feel or react to it.
But you also have to take into consideration people's feelings. You can't be heartless about it.
No, you don't have to be heartless about it.
Oh no, but she's heartless about it.
Oh.
Yeah.
And is this where your guys' beef
clash
stems from? Okay, so let's take it back a little bit. Do you have pleasant memories of your relationship with Auntie P?
Of course. Me and Auntie P, like, because obviously we're so similar, and we both love the same things. So we'll do things together, and we can cook together, clean, go out, and have a good time. She's a vibe. Don't get me wrong, Auntie P is a vibe, yeah. But when Auntie P is drunk, Auntie P is a problem.
So is the root of your problem associated with alcohol?
Not exactly. I think it's more because we've gone through certain things that are similar. I've gone through a divorce, obviously, and she's in the process of one. And it's a thing where, okay, you're in the process of it, and I'm trying to. You're coming to me and telling me all these things,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna tell you how I did things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, in the sense of maybe where it can help you, or maybe can shed a light on something that troubling you.
Yeah.
And in that, I was told that she would then go back and tell people like, "Oh, who does she think she is? How can a small girl tell me about life?"
You see, this is the thing that I was afraid of, because when you described that she was your mom's sister, I inadvertently made an assumption that she was older than you are. But but there's some aunties that could be younger than you. So I didn't comment. But then now when you just said there's comments like, what can a young person tell you about life?
Yeah.
Just kind of confirmed to me that okay.
Yeah, but in a way, I do you know what I always say? I say to her one time, like, you know what? If I can date someone who is even older than you, who's even older than yourself, don't you think that person can tell that I am mature enough? Because like, if you're gonna date someone who's older than you, it's mostly gonna be, is either they respect you as an individual and they actually see something in you that that is great, or they just want sex.
Yeah, true.
And in that instance, it was not anything about sex, because obviously it was something that, even it ended not because of my immaturity or because we didn't get on. It was nothing like that. It was more in the sense of like, life events that were happening at that current time.
Yeah.
That were just not suited because of his work. But even in that, you would think that a person, after I've told you that, you know what, I've been with someone who is older than you, and they actually listen to my advice. So how come it's so hard for you to actually listen to something that I have to say? and take into account something that I have to say. Even my own mother, she'll listen to me. Yes, she might not. She might not. Like sometimes, I'll tell you now, my mom will not always like admit that I'm right. Yeah, but she would do as I have said.
That's
She would
funny.
do what I've said and then admit it later on in a
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
discreet way. In a
Well,
very discreet way,
yeah,
not in
yeah,
a
yeah,
direct
yeah.
way.
Do you know that that reminds me of this little thing that I once saw on Instagram. You know, where a child was right and the parent wasn't, and her way of saying sorry was to bake them a little chocolate cake. They're like, "Oh, do you want some
Mm,
cake?" You know, and that's their way of saying sorry. So I get the
yeah.
indirect way of coming back into your life. In fact, there was actually an episode like that, I think about 3-4 weeks ago, where this
Mm.
girl would throw a tantrum and she'd be really upset, and her way of saying sorry was to bake.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, they bake
I
something and say, "Oh,
listened
you
to
know,
that.
this is my way of saying." So it's funny how people
Yeah.
just can't say sorry. Hey,
It is hard to say
yeah,
sorry. I'm not gonna lie. You
yeah.
know,
So
it's
you and Auntie P then. You've told me that you guys are obviously a vibe. You guys get along, but now you obviously don't talk anymore. Now what happened there?
so Auntie P is as everybody knows her as the person who she's always looking for money. She's always asking for money to borrow money. Yeah,
Does she not work?
she does. She's actually got a better job than me.
So what's happening there?
Um, her money management is and priorities are very, how do you put it, messed up.
What do you feel she prioritizes?
uh, Looking good.
Oh, okay.
Like she wants to, how do you put it? Reflect that, soft life when your bank account is zero.
Okay. All right.
She likes the soft life. Yes, we all like the soft life. Then no, we all love it.
Yeah.
But if your pocket does not allow, then sit back and humble
And
yourself.
relax. Yeah. It's
You
not easy.
know.
It's not easy for everybody to do that, especially with the day in these days of social media. Hey, you know, we all want to paint ourselves as having a great life.
Yeah, but at that age, you'd think that a person would grow and
Mm.
actually, mature from it. Like because I even mentioned it, because I even said, like, as much as I like to go out, and Tinto, I love to go
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um um but sometimes it just doesn't, situations don't allow,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to accept that rather than trying to push to go out when you know damn well you don't have the money to go out.
Yeah. So
And
she will go out when she doesn't have money. Then she comes asking you guys for money.
yeah,
Okay.
but then in the asking for money,
Mhm.
it's not asking like, oh, I want to go out or anything like that. She'll give you problems, like tell your problems that she's going. You will spend 1 hour on the phone being told problems, and then at the end of the conversation, can you transfer me some money?
So yeah. So Auntie P would then give you a barrage of these problems. I
Yeah,
don't know. I guess some people feel bad and they act.
exactly. But then when someone is you go and you tell someone your money problems, yeah. Knowing the kind of person that they are,
Mm-hmm.
there's people that you can go and talk to about money, and this person will offer to give you money.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's one of those situations.
Okay. So she's known to have money problems. Yeah.
And she'll ask anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You introduce her to your friend today. Next week, she could be asking your friend for money.
You lie.
Yeah.
You know. There's periods in which you can be expected to do something. For instance, if you visit somebody's house, yeah, and then they offer you food, after how many minutes is it okay to say, okay, it's time for me to chip? It's not nice to do it soon after the plate is gone. It's just inappropriate, right?
Yeah.
And something makes me feel that it's just as inappropriate to be introduced to somebody on a Monday and on Tuesday you're already asking for money.
Do you know what I mean?
It just doesn't feel right. But she stops at nothing, right?
Oh, no, no, no. She does. She stops at nothing. Nothing stops her at all. It's more like, as long as I get that money,
Mm-hmm.
it's better. You know how I no one hurt.
Yeah, yeah,
It's better if I try.
yeah.
Yeah, it's that kind of situation. And obviously, me. Do you know the funny thing is? I think I only ever asked Auntie P for money I think once or twice, but that was like when I was really young as well. Like probably before I even turned 20.
Yeah.
That was when I would ask her for money. But since then, I've never asked her for money. It's more the other way around. And I'm like, you've been working for how many years? What do you have to show for it?
Yeah.
Like your car, anything at all, like, a standing Zim even. Anything, what do you have to show for it apart from like a closet full of shoes and clothes?
Ish.
Priorities. That's why I say like priorities, like, of which me, when she would ask me for money, it was more like, oh, she's my auntie.
Yeah.
I can't, like, she wouldn't do me wrong. She would give me back the money. And most times she did give me back the money, but then, like the more you gave her money, the bigger the amount, the longer it would take for her to give it back.
Let's talk monies here. What's the first amount she ever asked you for that you remember?
The first ever amount she asked me for was £20. Yeah. And after that, she asked me for about £250. That was the largest amount that she ever asked me for. Because obviously I knew the kind of person I was dealing with, so I never wanted to give her a large amount of money.
Yeah.
So I gave her that 250. Tinto, if I tell you that money, Auntie P took her sweet time to return my money. And I didn't get it all at once. I got it in chunks.
And that's a bit frustrating, especially if there's something that you wanted to use that money for.
It's not even that. When I gave you the money, when you said you wanted the money, did I give you in chunks?
No, I gave it to you in one go.
So why can't I get it back in one go? It's just not right.
So your beef with her is centered around money, isn't it?
It don't worry, there's more to it.
Okay.
There's more to it. So as time goes on, Auntie P is now in a situation where she loses her house.
Loses a house?
Yeah, the house that she's staying at. Okay. They get kicked out.
Why?
Not paying rent.
Yeah.
She says it to people, oh, I'd paid for this holiday before, da 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 da. And I'm like, well, you could have postponed it. She had a big party and then, went to Maldives after. And I'm like, but if you were having money problems, why have the big party? Like, people wanted to do the party for her as a surprise. Yeah. But no, she had to be involved. She's that much of a control freak that she wanted to be part of the planning of the whole thing, of which it ended up costing a lot more money. And, she was going off at everybody about money. Oh, these people don't support me, this, that. And I'm like, well, people, January is like dry.
Yeah,
dry for everybody.
Yeah, even nobody has money.
Those that have money. Yeah. Even those that have money don't have money in January. Everybody is just dry. So you can't expect people to be forking out a lot of money. For what?
Yeah, true.
And that being said, and it was also like my brother's birthday. They shared the same birthday. And I kid you not, yeah, she went off when he wanted to go away with his friends for his birthday.
What do you mean when you say she went off as in she was upset?
Yeah. She called everybody.
What was she upset about?
Oh, I've been there for him always. I do things for people, but they don't want to do things for me. How can he be going away? And I'm like, it's also his birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that it's a milestone for you, but it's also his birthday. So my brother ended up going anyways. And to be honest with you, what pissed me off was I managed to get my brother, like literally, if you knew how much conversations I had with my brother, yeah, you would probably be like, what the hell? And he finally came. But what pissed me off is that she didn't even acknowledge him when he was there. Not even like, my twin or anything, or say happy birthday to him or nothing. There was none of that. And I'm like, I get it. It's all about you, but you've made him cancel his plans. At least the least you can do
Yeah.
is acknowledge him at the party.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But no, that didn't happen. And she let on went on holiday after the birthday, came back, and shit was all over the place. I offered the woman, you can come and stay at my house if you want to. And she's like, oh, it's far from work, da 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 da, all these things, yeah.
Mm.
And I was like, cool. She then starts asking me for money.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, she's she doesn't have anywhere to go and things like that. So I was like, you know what, it's cool. I sent her, I think, about £20, and I was like, oh, just get a few bits for your son and things like that, At least, you don't have to give it back to me.
Mm.
She's like, oh, thank you. I know this time, whenever you did that, she'll be very happy. Like, thanking you. Like, get all the blessings.
Mm-hmm.
Let's fast forward now. So her daughter, she's decided to drop out of uni now.
Oh, okay.
And before, I'm a person where if I get pissed off with something, I just distance myself. So there was things that were happening, and I didn't like how they were treating my mom, because they would like use my mom, like and make her spend a lot of money, and they never returned it, and that pissed me off a lot. So I kind of stepped back from the family because of that. I even took myself off the family group and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So we started talking again when I separated with my ex. Because my mom was like, you know what, you need family right now, you know. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's try again. Let's give her one more chance. I kid you not, Tinto. Oh my god. We've been talking all nice, and her daughter drops out of school. She calls me and she's like, she's crying. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, why would she do this? Da 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 da. So I called her daughter and I was like, cuz, what's happening?
Mm.
What's going on? And then she told me her side of the story. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, I put two and two together. Knowing her mum, she's a control freak and she wants things done her way.
Mm.
So I say to my cousin, okay, you don't want to, so what's your plan? And she was like, I don't know, but I'm not going back home.
Ooh.
And there's me thinking, oh my god, where's she gonna go? If she goes and stays with someone else, she's gonna get even worse. She's gonna be led astray and end up in a worse situation.
Mm.
What do I do? So Shani then offers cuz come and stay with me
Ay.
until you get your shit together.
That was gonna be recipe for disaster.
I didn't listen. I thought I was, helping our family, because I did talk to my mom about it first.
Mm-hmm.
And mom was like, "Yeah, that's a good idea. Ask her to come and stay with you, or she can come here. Give her options."
Yeah.
Because I gave her three options. You can come and stay with me. You can come and stay with my mom, or you can go stay with my other auntie.
Mm.
Which one do you choose?
Mm.
And she chose to come to me.
Okay.
I got a call, and I was being told, "How dare you?
Yeah.
Who do you think you are?"
Yeah.
That was when I realized what this woman really thought of me as an individual.
Did she tell you of big time?
She went and she was like, "You think you know everything. What do you think who do you think you are? Even me, I wouldn't come and live at your house. So why do you want to be using my daughter to look after your kids? My kids go to a childminder, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
And when they're not at the childminder, I'm at home. And I have someone who babysits whenever I want to go out.
Mm-hmm.
And I pay them.
Mm-hmm.
So where exactly was I going to use her child for childcare?"
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I explained that to her. I said, "I don't want to. I'm not using your child for child." And she's like, "Oh, you asked me before, and I told you no." Because there was a time her daughter wanted extra money, and I was like, "If you want, you can come and look after the kids for me, yeah,
Mm.
when you're on holiday while I'm going to work. So then that way it saves me money."
Okay.
And the mom was like, no. And I respected that. I was like, cool, that's fine.
So had she actually come over to your place, or it was just a plan for her to come?
It was just a plan. She was not even at my house at this
So
time.
this whole fit that Auntie had was just based on a plan, not an actual.
Mm-hmm.
Yay.
So then the daughter now goes and she's heard things as well from people because her mom was saying that, or I think she's sleeping around and things like that.
Mm.
So that's what the daughter was hearing now. And I'm just like, what? Okay. So the daughter is like, no, I'm not coming back. I'm going to go and stay with Shani, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I say to her, as long as you, so I then sent Auntie P a message,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I say to her, no disrespect to you,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but I've not done this just because I want to out of spite or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I am just trying to help out my cousin who
Mm-hmm.
is in need. Is it not better for her to be with family than to be out there with God knows who?
Mm.
I am sorry, but I will not take my invite back.
Yeah.
If she wants to come and stay with me, that is fine with me.
Yes.
If you have a problem with that, you talk to your daughter, not me.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was her decision, not mine.
Yeah.
I gave her options and she made her choice.
Mm-hmm.
So please don't come at me saying all this rubbish.
Yeah.
I have my shit together.
Yes.
So you don't need to be telling me, like, oh, what if something happens? And I'm like, I'm not asking her to come and be paying food or paying any bills in my house. I'm not asking her to be buying
Mm-hmm.
food or anything. No,
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it out of the kindness of my heart because that's family.
Mm-hmm.
Because you grow up and you're being told family is important, family is important. And I'm like, is this not what family is supposed to do?
Yeah. Look out for each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing.
Hey.
So from then we didn't talk. I went and told my mom what she was saying. And I even sent my mom the message that I sent to her.
Mm.
And mom was like, there's nothing rude there. You've just explained why you did what you did.
Yeah.
Fast forward now. So my cousins now started bringing her things here. The mom calls her.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had someone so I don't e- I don't have so much anger towards somebody like that. Do you know they had a 2-hour phone conversation, and for an hour 30 minutes of that conversation, she was just chatting shit about me, saying everything under the sun that is just not nice about me.
But what was the trigger for her to say those things? But why is there so much dislike? What's the root of
That's
it?
that's what I fail to understand. I fail to understand that. And if I tell you, like, in that she even mentioned about the fact that I remember I invited her to my house when she didn't have anywhere to go.
Mm.
She was like, if me, I cannot go to Shani's house when I don't have nowhere to go, why would you?
Yeah.
She started saying that I'm a stingy person. I want to use her for childcare. Um, I'm gonna lead her astray because I have 3 kids, because I had my daughter when I was young.
Mm.
So she was like, she had a daughter when she was young, and then went on to have more kids. And I'm like, what do you mean went on to have more kids? Are you looking after my kids?
Mm.
Do you put food on my table? Was I not in a marriage?
Yeah.
Is it you that is giving birth to the children for me?
No, it's not.
It's not. It's me. So what's my children got to do with it? That's when I was like, that's when I realized how spiteful she was towards me.
Mm.
That comment really like hit home for me. And that's when I clocked on I need to keep a safe distance with this woman.
When you say safe distance, what does that mean? No phone calls, no visits, or
If I see her at a family function, I'll say hello.
mm-hmm.
And yeah. We leave it at that. We can't have any close relationship or anything like that. So, keep a safe distance.
Being the person you described yourself as in you can be direct. Did you directly ask her why she was behaving the way she was?
I didn't at this moment in time because I was like, the way I was brought up, you respect your elders. And this is my mom's sister, blood sister.
Mm-hmm.
This is a woman I should look at like my own mother.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be disrespectful in that sense, to go and say something to her and then it be made to look like, oh, she cursed at me.
Okay.
Because I know my mouth.
Mm.
I'll end up saying things in the heat of the moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I prefer, especially in those kind of situations, especially when it comes to family, I prefer to close my mouth and mind my business.
Mm-hmm.
But with this instance, I couldn't. Because when she was talking to her daughter, what she didn't realize, because I was on the phone, I was on FaceTime with my cousin, and she was using her laptop. Her mom called her on a normal call. Yeah, I was still on FaceTime. My cousin didn't realize that, the call had not disconnected.
Mm.
That's how I heard the whole conversation.
Okay.
I heard the whole conversation, and I recorded it.
Hey.
Because I knew that there was going to be a time when I needed to show my mom exactly what her sister, because how can you say that, oh, my own sisters are jealous of me?
Yeah.
Even Shani is jealous of you because you're pretty. Me and you were pretty. That's why they're all jealous of us.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm like, why would I be jealous of your daughter who I'm even taking in? I have my own things.
Yeah.
Listen, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder.
Mm-hmm.
There's girls who are out there fine as hell, and yet they don't feel beautiful. It's about you as an individual. When you look in the mirror, do you think you're beautiful?
Mm. Yeah, that's the
What you
question.
define as beauty is also what's in the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Because what's in the inside makes you glow outside.
Yeah.
So when she then said that, even my cousin was like, huh? How can you say that? She's like, yeah, they're all jealous of me.
Mad.
Now, how can you say your own sisters are jealous of you?
Mm.
Because what, you're bleaching your skin?
Ooh.
So that makes you beautiful?
Does she bleach her skin?
Yeah, she uses these products that bleach the skin because, but then, people will be like, no, 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 it doesn't. It's just thingy, the skin. I'm like, no, that's bleaching cream. But I keep my mouth shut, yeah?
Yeah.
I keep my mouth shut because it's none of my business.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, fast forward, around coming up to end of the month, my grandma she's sick. So
Mm.
now she obviously has to communicate with me because my grandma will look for me because I am that grandchild who is, active in her life. She says she wants money, I will send money if I have,
Yeah.
or I do things for her. Whereas my other cousins, and they rarely ever, you have to kind of push them to do things for her.
Mm.
And obviously, because every time that she wanted money or anything, she would always call me. If she was short sending money to Zim, she would call me.
Mm-hmm.
So now, grandma is sick. She calls, so she has no other choice but to talk to me. So she's calling. She's like, "Oh, grandma is sick. We need money, of course."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I had to have a conversation with my friend because I was like, so we haven't been talking all this time, and she now wants to talk to me. And even though grandma is sick, but the first thing that she's talking about is money.
Okay. And
Why?
it's not money to help grandma, it's money for her to do her
I
own
d-
thing.
it- because she wanted to go to Zimbabwe to be with grandma.
Mm.
And yes, some of it was to help with grandma. Don't but at the same time, how much, to be honest, when you get to a certain point where you're like, I don't understand how this person functions. You're like, you don't know whether it was for grandma anymore or it was for her.
Right.
But I want to just keep that faith that it was for grandma.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to, think too much about it, because that would just piss me off even more. So, grandma's sick, we're talking, yeah. So grandma's now okay. So we kind of go back, we're talking about not like how we used to talk. So Christmas comes and I'm like to my cousin is like, so what are we doing for Christmas? Like, all my little cousins and everyone is asking, what are we doing for Christmas? Because these lot are more worried about grandma right now, so we can't stress them about it.
Yeah.
So they were like, you know what? Out of all of us, is the one with the biggest house. Like, even compared to my cousin, my auntie, my mom, I have the biggest house out of everybody. So they were like, you know what? We'll come to your house, innit? Because you can accommodate everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I'm cool with that. I don't mind. So my cousin calls her mom and she's like, so this is the plan. And mom was like, I'm going on holiday. Don't you want to come on holiday with me? Funny thing is, you know what she said to her daughter? But you're going to have to help me to pay for your brother's ticket. And she has to pay for her own ticket. And my cousin was like, I don't have money. That's why I've decided that we should go to Shani's house.
Yeah, exactly.
Because at least we all chip in. And she was like, oh no, I've got plans. I told my mom was like, you know what, it's cool. Listen, whoever wants to come will come. If they don't want to come, they won't come. We can't stress about them. So and then, I think like about 5-6 days before Christmas, she now starts sending me messages. So what's your plans? What are you planning on cooking? And do you need any help?
Yeah. And
I'm like, I've got it all covered, and things like that. But if you want to help somehow, you can help. Cool. I kid you not, this woman gave me a voucher for Audi. For Audi, £25. Was it 25 or £30? Yeah. A voucher.
Yeah.
To buy food. Yes, I buy from Audi. No disrespect to anybody who buys in Audi, shops in Audi. I buy from Audi, but there's certain things that I can't buy from Audi. I like to buy from Sainsbury's because I like their products. They're fresh. Yeah. It's what I'm used to. So now you're giving me these. It's not that I wasn't grateful, but what am I gonna buy with it?
I don't know. You could have found something at Aldi. You just if you say you sometimes get a few items from there, why not get those? And then the fresher stuff from Sainsbury's.
Yeah, but there wasn't really anything I needed from there. Because I was like, so I say to her, can you not give me money instead? I don't have money. That's all I can give you. Sorry.
Eish.
I was like, okay, cool. That's fine. It's okay. I took the vouchers, of which my mom ended up taking the vouchers and giving me cash.
Yeah, is that because mom doesn't mind shopping in Aldi, or there's things that she can get from
Yeah,
Aldi?
because mom obviously she doesn't mind. My mom, she's calm with anything. Yeah. But but recently she's now changed her mind and actually seen that, you know what, I have some sense and that's why I go to Sainsbury's. There's good reason behind it.
Okay.
So in that, so Christmas comes, she comes and she invites someone to my house without even telling me.
Who's this person that she invited?
This man, I don't even understand. He's not my family friend. He's not a family friend of ours, like from my mom's side, from my mom and dad. He's not. He's like a family friend of my late uncle. Yeah. But they've now become very close. Do you know what my dad did? my, my dad took me to the side. He's like, did Auntie P invite him? And I was like, I think so. Did you know he was coming? No, I didn't. That's very awkward. My dad is remember I told you before, my dad is a very keeps to himself kind of man.
Yeah.
You don't talk. So for him to then say that, it started ringing bells in my head like, you know what, this man, yeah, why is he here? You drove all the way from Leicester to come and bring a bottle of alcohol. You could have just sent the money.
And that's not a short journey to drive, eh?
It's not. So my mind is now racing. And remember, she's been telling her daughter all kinds of things. Oh, she even told her daughter that Shani's got like a lot of boyfriends and things like that. And I'm like, excuse me, when someone is dating, yeah, if this person does not does not interest you in any way, or you're not compatible, should I just stay there? No, I must move. I have to find Mr. Right. And
Yeah,
if that one is not Mr. Right, I'm going to go on a date with someone else.
Keep it
It's
moving.
not like it's not like I'm sleeping with all these people, whatever. No, it's a date. And that's it. So it's fine. So in her head, it's like I'm in relationships with all these people. Because she's heard me talking to my cousins about it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I met this person.
Yeah.
But and then like, whatever. So come after Christmas, so we're now planning my brother's birthday because obviously he was reaching a milestone, and I find out that she got pissed off because she was like she wanted to plan something, and I'm like, I just say to my mom, no, I'm sorry, but I'm doing things my way. This is my brother, yeah. It's not, and it's your son. If you tell me that you don't want me to plan it, then I will stop.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, I'm the one taking charge on this one. So me and his girlfriend planned the whole thing, and then she would go to the girlfriend now to ask what's going on, to get information.
Hey.
And funny enough, guess what? On my brother's party, she decided to now mention that it was also her birthday. Because me, I kid you not, I even went and I said to the MC, do not, even if she comes and says anything to you, do not even mention that it's her birthday.
Yeah, no, don't.
Do not.
Yeah, because it's just gonna cause a mayhem.
Because I was like, no, she did not take into consideration my brother's birthday when it was her birthday. So no, this is about him.
Right.
Any other day, if she had done that, then I would have acknowledged her as well.
Yeah.
So, she comes and she's like, oh yeah, it's my birthday too, whatever. And literally, everybody just rolled their eyes. People were just like, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We knew
that
she was going to do that. But we were like, nonetheless, it's cool, calm. So we left that. Fast forward, I'm now hearing things. She's now started talking to one of my good friends. I've got another friendship story for you, by the way. So, me and this girl, we've had this relationship where it was strained before because of a guy who made lies, who, spread false things, said false things, and caused us to not talk for a very long time. So, she thought that because of that strain of the relationship, we were not as close as we were before. Where she got it wrong, because literally when we finally sat down and talked about everything, we put all cards on the table and we literally picked up from where we left off our friendship. And she was not aware of that. She thought, we're just talking, but it's not anything serious. So she was now going and talking to my friend and telling her everything that she was thinking. She did not approve of the party, by the way.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm like, we went and did what was within budget and what worked for us.
Yeah.
And he had a good time. And that's all that matters.
Yeah.
What we cared about was having a venue, alcohol, and a banging DJ. That is all that we wanted.
You kept it simple.
Exactly. And she now then is going to my friend and telling my friend, I think Shani's son is disabled.
Okay.
Because my son has delayed speech,
Mm-hmm.
but we've come to realize that obviously I'd even gone and made an appointment with a speech and language therapist.
Mm.
But it's only because obviously with a younger sibling, he thought that that way, the way that his little brother was communicating is the right way to communicate.
Right.
So now that his little brother is talking more, he's also talking more.
Okay.
And rather than coming to me to talk about it, she was now going and talking to someone else and saying to people. And I then find out that it's not just my friend she was telling that my son is disabled.
Mm.
I'm now hearing from other people. Oh, my friend was calling me, and he told me that, oh, he knows you. You're the one with the disabled son. And
Guy.
I'm like, huh? And you know, I did talk to you about the guy that I met, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
As well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And he came up into the topic as well. So she's like, "Oh, today you're with this person, and then tomorrow you're with this person. Does she know what she's doing with her life?"
Mm-mm.
Because obviously this guy was helping when it came to my brother's birthday. Yeah.
Mm.
There was no way I could say to him, you can help, but you can't come.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That would just be disrespectful, like using someone. Otherwise, he would never, even my parents don't even know that me and him were dating, nothing.
Mad.
They just know that he's a friend of mine and that's it.
Yeah, yeah, that's as far as it went.
So she's now made it into this thing of like, I introduce guys to my family and then, change things.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, what kind of broke it, I think, was the fact that I now had more than 2 people coming and telling me that my son is disabled.
Yeah.
And once you start talking about my kids, that's it for me.
Yeah.
I really can't. And one morning, I woke up. I don't know whether I woke up on the wrong side of the bed or the good side of the bed, or the bed that has on the side that opened my eyes and saw sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but it was a blessing in disguise, I guess, because I feel more at peace
Yeah.
now that I've done that. I went on WhatsApp, on my WhatsApp story, and I ranted on my WhatsApp story.
What did you say?
I went and this is this is bad. So I wrote on my story that, if you have something that you want to say, it's best that you come directly to me and say it rather than going to people and saying things that you don't have no business about. You don't know what's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah.
I don't eat food at your house and you don't pay my bills. So keep me and my kids out
Out
of
of
your
your
mouth.
mouth. Hey, that just made me think about Will Smith. The way
Ex-
the way you said that, and the way that he told Chris to keep his wife's name out of his mouth.
yeah.
Mm.
And I was like, and then I took it a step further and I was like, I was like, all you know to do is to take.
Eee.
And you live a life that is very artificial.
Eesh.
You make yourself out like you're this big person when you're nothing. What can I be jealous of from someone who has nothing?
Eee.
I have more than you do.
You said all of this?
And then at the end I was like, and delayed speech is not a disability. And then I left it at that.
Mm.
She sent me a message. Yeah, and she was like, "Oh, what happened?" I didn't reply. I put it in my archives,
Mm.
left it there. And then that evening, I was like, why am I putting it in the archives? No, I must block this person.
Mm.
So she called my friend and said to my friend, have you seen what Shani's been posting on her WhatsApp?
Mm.
And my friend was like, yeah, I saw it. And she's like, is it about me? And obviously my friend was like, let me find out.
Mm.
My friend knew already that it was about her. We'd
Yeah.
already discussed it.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I posted it, she called me and she's like, I know, wait, is it about this person? I was like, yeah, of course you know it. And I think she knew as well, for the reason that she went and, Because I even say to my friend, watch, she's going to look for someone to ask because she knows it's about her, because she knows what she's been doing.
Yeah.
And guess what she did? Exactly that. And I blocked her in that evening. She then called my friend. She's like, early in the morning, my friend was like, what's this one? Like, what's up with this?
Yeah.
So my friend then, she was like, so do you want me to tell her? So my friend told me, was like, okay, cool. So my friend has got 2 phones. So no. She's got 2 phones. So she called me with one and the other one, she was talking to her. And, I told her, yeah, tell her that I blocked her. And yes, my story was definitely 100% about her. I've blocked her and I don't want nothing to do with her. This was the best way for me to do it because I don't want to come to her directly and say it. Because if I then say it directly, I would say much worse. I would say much worse. And I sent my friend the message that I sent to my mom after I blocked her sister.
Yeah.
I sent it to my friend and I said send to her so that she also knows. Because I sent a message to my mom. I told my mom I don't want nothing to do with your sister ever again. Tell her that she should keep my name out of her mouth.
Yeah.
And leave my kids alone. I don't need nothing from her. She does not help me in any way. She doesn't benefit or add anything of value into my life. What am I going to benefit from someone who has nothing? I don't need that negativity around me.
And it's interesting how you said at the beginning that when you say things, you say them indirectly, but for you to get to this point, it was beyond you being indirect. You just had to say it as it is.
I had to. And even in that phone call, she was also still, saying a lot of things to my friend. Like, oh, she's got different guys. And I'm like, listen, if a guy wants to send me flowers, if a guy wants to give me money to get my hair done, am I going to say no?
No, you don't have reason to.
Exactly. Kunyangwa is emotion. That's what I keep. That's the one thing I say to my mom. And mom was like, you know what? Before, my mom has now come to that point where she was like, you know what? Do whatever. I understand where you're coming from. I wish I had done that.
Yeah.
Because you're living your life.
Yeah.
My mom was like, go live your life.
You owe nobody no apology or explanation.
Exactly. Because she even went to, do you know what? There was a time that she went to my mom and called me a hoe to my mom. And my mom was like to her, so what if she's a hoe? Do you want me to disown my child because she's a hoe? Whether she's a hoe, she's what? She's still my child.
Yeah.
And she didn't like that. She didn't appreciate that my mom defended me like that. And obviously with the strained relationship between my mom before, she thought that, my mom would be on her side. But obviously this time around that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
And she wasn't too happy about that.
So no apology up until this date?
Nope, nothing. She's blocked and I am now off WhatsApp anyways. That was kind of my leaving statement.
You didn't come off WhatsApp because of her though, did you?
Oh no. That was more of a personal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that chapter is closed, of which she said that, if my brother is to get married or there's any family functions, if I'm present, she will not be there. I said good, to be even more fun.
I get what you mean now when you're saying your lesson. Just because your family doesn't mean you need to be in each other's lives. You have completely cut her out.
Yeah.
What a damn shame.
Because why would you want to have that toxicity around you?
Yeah.
Someone who, you can probably talk to about something and then they go outside and twist it. It's best to just keep away from those kind of people, because then it's better for your own self, for yourself, for your mental health.
So do you have peace of mind now that she's blocked?
I do. I really do.
Yeah? If she comes knocking on the door one day and apologizes for everything and she means it, will you take her back in?
I'll take the forgiveness, but I will not.
Yeah?
I will not. I don't have to do with you still.
Eesh.
Of which I won't even say that I've already forgiven her. That's why I said I'm at peace.
Yeah.
Because I've already forgiven her. And, me talking about it is just like, someone out there might be going through the same thing, and, you might not see it. But sometimes, things will just come up. God works in mysterious ways. Things will just show it themselves to you.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes we can be quite ignorant to these signs and things. Like, if you think about it, like when my cousin came and she said all those things, that should have been an eye opener for me.
Yeah, it should. Yeah, it should.
But I thought, as much as I kind of disconnected from her, but the fact that I still let her get that close again was a mistake on my part.
Yeah.
Of which now it's got to a point where I've now completely had to shut it off.
What does your mum say?
My mom will not get involved because she knows how I am. I'm stubborn as hell, and she knows once I've made my mind up, is because it's the same thing with my divorce. Like, she tried to tell me all these things, but at the end she saw that I had good reason to do it. So now she trusts my judgment and respects my decisions because she knows that they're good for me and good for my children.
What a shame. Hey, but hey, all the same, thanks for that, man, Shani.
It's alright.
And just to wrap up, I'll play back the lesson. The lesson that we had today was just because your family doesn't mean that you need to be in each other's life. And you guys have been listening to another episode of The Feeling Station. I'm your host, Tinto, and I will catch you in next week's episode. Come on.